Let's see. Hey, everybody. So, I wanted to come in and wanted you guys to meet the ladies who will be the panelists for the Curated Style Experience. We did unfortunately have to reschedule due to all the things that are going on, but these are a great group of dope. I'm trying my best not to cuss on here, but they are some bomb ass women. They are doing their things when it comes to being a woman entrepreneur here in Pittsburgh. And I wanted you guys to get the opportunity to get to know them better so that when we do reschedule, you guys are all excited and ready to meet each one of them. I'm going to go ahead and get started. See who we have first. We have Miss Cashira. So we're going to do a quick introduction and just tell us something about tell us something about you. Of course, you want to make sure you talk about your business, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna start with the Miss Cashira.
Hey, there I am. Can you see and hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Okay, so happy Sunday, everyone. My name is Cashira. I am a business coach and brand strategist, and I specialize in working with small to mid-sized businesses on their digital marketing and sales strategies. So I've helped business owners actually launch for the first time. I've helped them launch new products and services. I've helped business owners develop passive income, events, things like that. My website is thepowercollective.co. Outside of that, I am an author. I'm a speaker. I am a serial entrepreneur. I own a cosmetics brand. I own a brand of affirmation cards. I also serve as a digital coach in Pittsburgh for Google, where I teach tech-focused entrepreneurship classes. So that's a little bit about my background.
Great. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you want to, is there any kind of tips or anything you want to give with everything that's going on right now and with people's businesses being put on hold and all of that?
Yeah, I know it's a very shaky time and a scary time, but what I'll share with you all that I shared with my private community is that, I know that it's very stressful. I know even if you haven't been financially impacted, you probably know somebody that has. You may even have, older relatives that may be dealing with things, and I know it's very stressful. So I do encourage you to just take a moment to breathe, take a moment to pause, take a moment to feel. I think sometimes as boss, babe, whatever you want to call yourself, we kind of just go. That superwoman complex, you making sure your business is good and your family is good, but it's okay to feel, if you got to cry it out, yell it out, punch it out. We've all had plans that are now canceled or pivoted or not going to happen, or you don't know if it's going to happen. That's okay to feel. I don't want you to feel like that's a bad thing. However, once you've taken the time to feel, now it's time to move forward. Now is a major time of opportunity. And if you are not in a growth mindset, you can't hear that. If you are not in a growth mindset, you may hear something like that and think that it's cliche, but it's not. If you actually Google millionaires and recessions. You will find so many articles about how in most recessions, many millionaires were made. There's even books written about the last one, the big financial crash, how many millionaires were made because this is a chance of opportunity. And so now you have to now pivot and shift your focus and think about what opportunities exist from an investment standpoint, a property standpoint, a business pivot standpoint. What are some new industries or audiences you can now serve? How can you take what you do from in person to offline? And how can you put yourself out there more? And I also mentioned, and feel free to stop me if you want me to go into more detail about certain things.
Oh no, I just wanted hold on to that. I want to, yeah, I know. I want to introduce everybody because I see some of the other panelists that have come on. So I want them to introduce themselves, and then we'll kind of just have the conversation because I think we all understand where you're coming from with that, and we can all relate. So let me bring Nikki on. Where's she at? Where's my Nikki at?
I don't know. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay. So I thought I had this down. I could see myself before.
Maybe does it say like start cam or anything like that?
I see stop cam. I see share screen, which I don't think is going to do us any good.
I think, is it the share screen? I believe so.
Okay.
It will share your screen.
And I was seeing myself. That's what's crazy. I was seeing myself now. I'm sorry.
You don't see yourself now?
I don't.
Okay. Well, let's do this.
Here are my choices: leave studio, share screen, cam mic, stop cam, or mute.
Maybe do stop cam and then do it again so that we can see you. Okay, we got something.
Well, let's go to cam mic. Let's see. Yeah, I'm telling you, I tested it at 2:00.
I know, that's okay. That's okay. So here's the thing. Just go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, and you can play around with that when we go to the next panelist.
Okay. So I am Nicole Narvaez-Mans, and I am the inventor of Nikki's Magic Wand. Also own Nikki's Magic Wand. The wand is the flagship product. Sell beauty products as well. I am a 9-to-5er, and I'm going to be quite frank. During this moment in time, I'm very thankful for that. My heart does go out to all of my full-time entrepreneur sisters and brothers, but I do know, and I know we'll get into that deeper, that this actually could be a time for expanded creativity. So that's the gist for me. Mom, grandma, long time.
Good grandma.
Thank you. Long-term corporate person, long-time corporate worker. So yeah, so just happy to be in the crew, in the club, with folks who are creating things, and that's my story.
Okay, well, thanks so much. I want you to play around with that camera so we can see your pretty face. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Mickey on. And okay, hey, Kiss Butt Wife.
Hi. First, I want to say I'm sorry that we are not live today. I know the circumstances, so I just want to say thank you for doing an awesome job and bringing this awesome panel of women together. So kudos to you, Mrs. Solomon. I know that your heart and soul went into this, and I feel really bad that we are not at the courtyard, sipping on some wine and mentoring some women. I feel so bad, but I know that God, everything works together. I know whatever He has in store during this season, and we're going to come out even more powerful.
Right.
So one of my words for right now is more. But anywho, sorry, had to say that.
Okay.
My name is Mickey Ellis. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since 1998. I have had a daycare center, coffee shops, ice cream shops. What else? My husband and I, we own a landscaping business, and we own a delivery company. We have real estate, a couple other things in between, and we own a coffee shop. So right now I am an author, Kiss Butt Wife.
But wow.
And I am a relationship coach. And I'm a mom. I'm a wife. Of course, as I'm Kiss Butt Wife. And I'm a grandma.
That pretty baby. Is she still there?
Yeah, she's still here.
Okay. All right. So that's your introduction. And who we have next? Danielle. Let me bring Danielle on. And Danielle is actually, hi, beautiful.
Hello.
Is the model who everybody was asking me about. This is Danielle Jackson. She's the one that had on the flowy mesh bling ensemble when we did our photo shoot, right?
Yes.
So,
Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle. I'm a plus size model here in Pittsburgh. Also, model runway coach, and looking to start a new entrepreneurial venture. So, working with Shauna and all of you beautiful ladies. Can't wait. I know this is just a temporary, pause on what we had, but I feel like it was actually meant to be. I feel like there's something greater coming from all this. So I'm just excited. And I say, strap on, honey, hold on, it's coming.
Yes, it is coming. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You kind of changed the dynamic when we were there at the photo shoot that day, but we really enjoyed you. So I'm glad to have you on as a part of the event right now. Let me go next to Charlize Smith.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, lady. I'm stuck in my bed, but I'm here.
Okay, well, go ahead and let's get your introduction going. All of it.
Yes. My name is Charlize Smith, and I have several firms. I have a real estate firm called Sea Wisdom Management. We are in the process of rebranding that, and I will let everyone know shortly the new name. I am also the executive director of Wave, where we focus on home ownership and credit counseling. And I am also a transformation strategist coach, and we will be launching Behind the Bio. I am so excited. Listen.
I'm ready for all
God,
of
yes,
that.
yes.
That's
So,
gonna be super vital to
yes,
what we discussed that day when we did that photo shoot and how everything came together. Like,
yes.
one of the reasons why she even showed me like the difference in me from the Exotic Hush to the Shauna Solomon collection. So that is amazing. Who else did we get Nikki back or no? Okay. So I'm gonna jump back in and I'm gonna go back to Cashira. Cashira was everybody can hear Cashira, right? Can all you ladies hear her?
Is she speaking?
No, not right now, but when she was talking before. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm getting ready to bring her back on because she kind of went into like everything that's going on right now and how to kind of pivot everything. So I want to bring her on. If you have something to say, just kind of like wave your hand, let me know so that I can bring you onto the screen. Sorry, it's taking a minute for me to get used to all these buttons. There we all go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, ladies.
Hi. You all are so beautiful.
Okay. Continue. I'm sorry. We had to kind of had to have her stop before when she did her introduction about one of the questions was for like having something encouraging for those of us who are dealing with this crisis as women entrepreneurs and being able to move in a certain direction. So I just want some insight from each one of you guys. But Cashira had already started, so I'm gonna keep going with her. So if you could finish saying what you were saying.
Okay. So okay, so the other thing I wanted to say was that I think that this is an opportunity for new leadership to rise up because, in every industry there has been like the top dogs, right? And they're still awesome. We still love them. However, because there's so much uncertainty, people are looking for people to look to. They're looking for new leaders. They're looking for insight on what to do and decisions to make and choices to go and how to some people are just really inspired to action right now, which means that for a lot of business owners, this is a chance for you to get on the throne, basically, is what I want to say. So this is the time for you to start to think about releasing new projects, putting out new content, being a thought leader in your space, and being confident with what you're putting out, because this is a chance for you to really soar and really blow up. I was telling my group, people have been reaching out for coaching nonstop. Their well is not dried up over here, and I sell a premium offer. I don't sell anything that's cheap. Is the best way to phrase that. And everyone that I've talked to who's wanted to work with me, they've been inspired to action. And they want to work with me because they're confident that I can help them bring their projects to life. So I want to challenge people who are kind of sitting on the sidelines, who've been playing small, who've been keeping all of their ideas in a dusty journal somewhere, to look at this as a chance to put yourself out there versus a chance to keep hiding under a rock.
Right. So I will say this too. One of the things that I was talking to, I did a class the other day for the boutique boot camp, and I was surprised at how many people were like kind of jumped at the opportunity for me to coach them. And I thought that it was going to be like the opposite. But now everybody is trying to change their strategy. They're trying to figure, like those who are storefronts. I mean, I'm talking like huge companies or huge boutiques that didn't even have the capability to have online. Somebody's thing is on. Who didn't have the ability to be online and be in a store as well, and be online and have a storefront as well. And I'm learning now that that's what they want. So that's what I've been dealing with this last week. And I didn't think it was going to be. I actually thought that things were going to slow down for me because people didn't want to spend. And here is the complete opposite, where people want that. So. Okay, do you have anything, Charlize?
I missed the question.
The question is what? I'm sorry. The question is, what encouragement would you give women entrepreneurs right now with everything that's going on with this pandemic?
Oh, listen, this is the time to level up. When tragedy comes, that's when we supposed to really like seek God like never before. And ask him to give us the strength to step outside of our comfort zone. Usually when greatness comes is when disaster hits, because we can sit back and become creative. We can sit back and try to develop things that other people aren't doing. A lot of us, what I've seen out here in the coaching industry is a lot of people are trying to be copycats. Now's not the time to be a copycat. Now's the time to like dig within yourself and say, how can I level up on another level? What skills do I need to embark on in this season? How can I expand in my current business? How can I come up with something creative in my current business that's going to help somebody else become great? Right now, everybody is looking for an out. There are people struggling trying to pay their bills. There are people wondering where their next check is going to come. But yet there's so many resources that we have within our homes and in our hands that we don't have the strength to level up. Now's not the time to watch TV. Now's not the time to be worrying about what everybody else is doing. It's really time for us to focus on ourselves, and it's going to be uncomfortable. I heard Cashira talk about crying. So what if you cry? So what if you journal and have to admit who you really are? This is really going to show who the game changers are. Are you willing to admit who you are? Are you willing to admit your flaws? Are you willing to admit that your self-esteem may not be where you think it is? Now is the time like never. Listen, I've been going in on all them journals are out because everybody need a little bit of help. And it's okay if you got to one level. It's okay to ask for help to get to the next level. And also it's okay to learn new technology to get you to that next level. So I'm embracing, bring it on.
I know that's right. I know. Okay. What you got to say to that, Danielle? Come on, don't get Shirley started.
Pass the collection plate and open
She was all in my business. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but the truth
is all out there.
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, I feel like that there's so many people out there who have these talents. They won't tap into them for whatever reason, which is why I push so hard. Like anybody that's worked with me, oh, there go my neck.
Yay!
There she goes. Everybody who has worked with me knows that like I push you 150%, 200%, and it's definitely going to be uncomfortable. I mean, there's times that Cashira knows there's times that I have had conversations with her, and it's okay to be uncomfortable. Like you're supposed to be uncomfortable if you're moving in a certain direction. And so many people are, and I'm not just going to say it here. I hear somebody's, I'm like, moving. Who's moving? Okay. But I hear so many people saying what they can't do or what they want, but they're not working. And yeah, I feel like, and there's another thing with all of us, I feel like we make it look easy. And it's not like the whole journey is not easy. Like there's things that we go through that the people might not see. And it's like, is that what you're scared of? Is that why you're not taking that leap and doing? Because I hear a lot of great ideas, a lot of great people, a lot of great, they're not, and some of them are already entrepreneurs, but they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Get out of that mindset and just start putting stuff to work. And that's where I feel like right now, and I told my girls too, that these next 2 weeks, y'all need to be implementing everything that we talked about. Don't just sit on it. Let's implement. Let's see how these sales are still coming through. And a lot of people are not doing, like they're literally taking this as a vacation. I don't have time for vacation yet. And I see some people, I mean, like, how you on a vacation again? And I'm still working, but again, it's that whole mindset. All right, Nikki, I'm gonna ask you next. I gotta meet somebody. I don't know who.
You say Nikki or Nikki?
Mickey.
Oh, okay. I think this season, first of all, no one has been here before. None of us have ever been in this season that we're in right now. The whole country, the whole world has completely come to a standstill. And I was looking at my remote control the other day. I think I was trying to find something to binge watch because I'm not a big binge watcher, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna find something. And I looked at the remote control. You know how it says rewind, and then it'll say pause or play, and then you can fast forward. Mm-hmm. And I said, wow, this is where I'm at right now. I said, I want to rewind. I want to rethink everything. Because sometimes I know for me, I can take on a whole lot of stuff. And being creative, your mind just goes. I mean, my mind won't stop. I'm like, I want to do this business. I want to do that. I want to do this. And I said, let me just stop and pause for a minute. Let me rewind and figure out what's best for me in this season. Because everything, you don't have to do everything overnight. And you can take time to reflect. And I had to take a minute. For the first 3 days, I just had to pause. I had to just really try to hear what God was saying, because I'm full of great ideas, but always great ideas don't mean great businesses. Sometimes I have to give an idea to someone else and let that be their vision. Mm-hmm. And so I had to pause for a minute, and then I read, then it's like, all right, now it's time to press the play button. And it's time to move. It's time to make things happen. And then during that, I also think about the future and what the future holds, and how is this going to impact not just me, because I'm such a family-oriented woman. You got to think about your family in this time. How is it going to affect? My daughter's a senior this year, and this whole thing has us up in the uproar. We're worried about graduation, prom. Her school just said no matter what, they're graduating is the same day, but they don't know if there's going to be a prom. They don't know if there's going to be a graduation ceremony. And, so I'm thinking, like, with my business, how does that, and I think as women, we will get so overwhelmed with our businesses, and we have to balance that business and family life out too. Being a grandmother, being a mommy, being a wife, and being a 100% entrepreneur. I mean, and I gave up cussing for Lent, but this is hard, this is hard. And so for me right now, and what I would, suggest women is find the balance first. You don't have to do everything at once. Like I say, Rome wasn't built in a day, but take what's most important. And like you said, keep journaling, keep moving, keep making those contacts, keep coming up, and, rebrand. But in that same token, also refocus and try to balance out what works for you. Because the other thing is, we're all different types of entrepreneurs. And I don't think there's like one surefire way. For me, mistakes is the best way that I've learned everything. Even with coaching, being married, divorced, and all of that has helped me be the relationship coach. I tell people that even in business, I've made every mistake. I've been in this game since 1996. I have made every mistake I think there is to make in business. And it's all about, I look at that remote control. Sometimes it's time to move. Sometimes it's time to pause. Sometimes it's time to fast forward. Sometimes it's time to rewind. And then sometimes it's time to play. And you've got to figure out what God is telling you specifically in this season and where you want to go with your business. And for I told one of my friends, one of my entrepreneur friends, I seen her moving so much. I said, it's time for you to slow down, take 3 days off. Just 3 days. Just take 3 days off and not do business. Get refocused. Spend some time with God. Spend some time with yourself. Because sometimes we can get so busy making a life that we're not living. So that's what I would, that's my suggestions.
Okay, and there are a couple people who are trying to leave, ask some questions. So if you have any questions, just put them in the comments, and as they are, what is that noise? I swear I got everybody.
You know what? I think it's coming on your end actually, because I don't hear it when someone else is talking. I only hear it when you're
talking.
But
I'm not doing anything. See? Somebody's moving. Yeah, I'm not moving.
Wait. Somebody else say something. Nick, say something real quick.
Hello.
Maybe not.
Okay. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, post them in. You can just post them in the comments, and I'll come back to them. I know Jackie made a comment about where to go. She said it's very uncomfortable right now, but she's just moving forward, and I think that's what a lot of us are doing right now, just moving forward with everything that's going on. I know a lot of corporations are even not even allowing their employees to be off. So it's like having that again. They have a different mindset on how they're handling business. So yeah, and I'm not typing. I don't know what that is. Let me mute mine. Is everybody muted? Okay. That was Nikki's thing. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask Nikki. I'm gonna ask you the same thing. I'm not sure if you heard the question. The question was, do you have anything, and what encouraging words can you give to women entrepreneurs right now with everything that is going on?
Yeah. And like I had said just a little bit in the beginning, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. There is, I stand in awe of all of you, because again, as I mentioned, I'm one of those ones who actually, does have a 9 to 5 and have the business as well. And so when I've heard stories of, as things have progressed in the closures and knowing some of the businesses really do rely on being face to face, that's tough. And I can't imagine, having to really revamp things and think outside of the box. But I'm seeing people do it, and I'm seeing so much creativity. We've all been talking about Club Rona, and certainly Club Rona was happening at my house last night as my boyfriend is a DJ, and so they're working for tips, and and it's going well. For many who are doing it. In fact, Adam did tell me that D Nice made $4 million. $4 million. So I know he didn't make $4 billion, or wouldn't have made $4 million any other time, I'm guessing, in 6 hours in person, even at Oprah's house, he wouldn't have made $4 million. So I think there are opportunities to be creative. I know, for instance, Tarina Hicks, has been putting out every Sunday, look, these are the desserts I have coming up this week. Here's my Cash App. Where can I bring your desserts? And so I think it really is about thinking outside of the box. How do you typically do things, and how can you now do them remotely? For me, I struggle, and I don't hide this, with continued motivation, because I do have that cushion. And I just watch you guys strike with such fire, and it's inspirational to me. I'll wrap up my comment by saying I did watch the Madam C.J. Walker story, and while I know a lot of people felt that it wasn't quite accurate, and actually I'm going to read the book now. I've started to read it just because I would like to get, the real deal. But what I will say is this, because I always try to pull nuggets out of things, even if it's fiction, is time and time again, she had things happen that set her on a terrible course, right? The house, the factory burned down, right? And then it didn't look like she was going to get the money for the factory. And she couldn't get Booker T. Washington to endorse her. And she had a mole in the family who was telling all her secrets to another person. So here's the thing, even if all of that's fiction and it didn't really happen that way, that happens. And we have to bounce back, and it's a testament to, things are not going to go smoothly in entrepreneurship. Every single one of us knows this. Your account might get to zero, and mine has. I mean, when I had to do a huge buy for QVC, we were literally operating on leaving enough money in the account to pay the business insurance, that like bare bones minimum. You can get to the bottom and have to rebuild, and you will, because you're so smart. You wouldn't have done this in the first place if you weren't equipped for it. So she was saying people have had their foot on my neck this entire journey, and some people will, or it will feel that way, and you have to keep pushing. You just have to, because God gave you this idea. God made you a kiss butt wife, and made you a beautiful model, and made you a brand specialist and a stylist, and everyone on this panel is phenomenal. And so you were given that gift, which is why you can't let it go.
Yeah. And I feel like the way that life happens, like it's almost like a given. But I feel like a lot of these the newer entrepreneurs who are coming in, that they don't set that, like it's almost like they're untouchable when it comes to that. And then when life happens, it's like everything stops. And the one thing that I've learned, because everybody knows what I have been through, and is you have to keep going. Like literally, like I have been where I wanted to be, lost it, and got it all back. Like you cannot, like, and when I tell people all the time, people are like, well, how did you do it? I had God, like I literally cannot tell you how I was able to maintain and keep most of the stuff that we were able to keep with everything that was going on, but again, that getting creative, like finding other avenues to be able to do what you want to do. But the main thing you have to do is keep doing. And I feel like a lot of people don't, they just stop, or they get like, again, I mean, I see a lot of comfortableness. I'm seeing, it's almost like it's fun, and you can't do that, because if we stop now, what's going to happen 3-4 months down the line? I know I know how we all work, but I know that there are people out there who don't plan out their years, who don't plan out, the next quarter and things like that. And I love you guys so much because of the conversations that we have about making sure that this is on point, making sure that you're doing it so that we're always ahead of the game. I want what ended up happening with the Curated Style Experience is initially it was supposed to just be about me. Remember that, Charlize and Cashira?
Yes.
The Curated Style Experience had nothing to do with nobody else outside of me. It stemmed from me doing the New York and Company what I did out in New York and Company. And they were like, well, why are you not doing this? Why am I not buying your clothes? Why I'm not? And I'm like, okay, I just have to do this. So I said, let me do it. But what God had for me was something completely different. So that's when like things start shifting, when I start meeting different people. Even one of the vendors, it was like she literally came and cried about a situation that she was going through. And then I realized that like, it's so much more than that. Like she was one ecstatic at the fact that I was buying you guys gifts and that I chose her, but she was going through something. She was getting ready to lose her car. So she's like, you don't realize what you've done for me. And then we just start talking about different things. And it was like, and then I realized then that it was that there was so much more that we could give back to those who look up to us about not just about business, about the personal development. And then that's how it all tied in with the curated style experience. Like I've been there, like I know how I've been or how I was when it came to Exotic Hush and the woman that I've become with the Shauna Solomon collection with 2 different people. You can't tell me that them ain't 2 different people that are running business right now. Like who I was then is not who I am now. And I want others to see that. Who did I miss? Anybody else got anything to say?
I just wanna say, you know, own all of you. Own all of you. When I'm learning, you know, the amount of wins I had last year, my nonprofit did something amazing. We were able to become state and federal certified, right? And I'm not bragging on that, but what I'm saying is right after that happened, turbulence came like crazy in my for-profit. And when I say the wind got knocked out of me, the wind got knocked out of me. But when this stuff happens, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call somebody and ask God to send you somebody to get you out of your head. If you notice in that story, she was her biggest, her mind was the thing that was really holding her back in that movie that we've all been watching on Netflix. Every time something came up, that little enemy was riding on a bike behind, calling her some negative things that was imparted in her from her past. And what happens when we get hit with stuff, sometimes we allow our mind to take us places where we are not even supposed to go. So it's like so important that we find people that can get us up out of our mind. I'm not going to sit here and say that I can always get myself up out of my mind. People don't know. There are so many people that pull on me. I have women after women after women pulling on me, and they don't even know the tears that I cry. But God will send people to you to help you get up out of your mind. And I'm not trying to be disagreement with anybody, but now is not the time for us to sit down and not cultivate this moment. If you take a look at history and you take a look at the history of businesses, everyone became creative in turbulent times. I don't even know why God keeps having me say that, but this is not the time for us to like chill mode. Listen, if I'm watching too much TV, if you see me on Facebook too much, listen, inbox me and say, girl, you on Facebook. Why ain't you posting some of that stuff that's going to help the next person? Okay.
Listen.
If somebody call me and say, how many things you done on your to-do list, and it's only one, tell me off. Okay? Don't allow me to waddle in my stuff, because that's what we do. And then we don't support each other. And then we get hurt and upset when the next person's up here who have elevated, when at the end of the day, all we had to do was be humble and tell the truth. The truth is I'm in my head. The truth is I'm hurting right now. The truth is I need some support. The truth is I'm not as strong as you think I am. So I need you to like give me back what I gave you.
Period. Ooh, that was a word. That was a word.
I'm serious. It's just not that time. It's not that time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in your inbox, Charlize. I want some lives from you this week. I mean, you know, it's time.
I feel you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So we can all make sure everybody got food on the table.
Yeah.
We gotta make it this time. Yes, ma'am.
One of the comments here by Miss Jackie Hale, she says, that was my mistake. The wind was completely taken out of me last year. My whole world blew up, and I have a great circle of friends, but I didn't have anyone to sit by me and talk to me about business.
Yeah, and that's
she said, I'm not sure if the time
it's separate. Yep.
She said, I'm not sure if the time me did a disservice or not, but I'm trying to pick up the pieces.
Right.
Yeah, and a
That's
lot of
real.
times we don't have that. A lot of times we have, and I think I mentioned that before too. Like I never understood when people would say that your personal had to be on point in order for your business to be a certain way. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. That was at the time. That was that exotic hush mindset. I was like, I'm getting awards. I'm doing this. I'm making my money.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about what was going on personally. But when personal hit, the first thing that took the first hit was business. Because I was, what am I going to do? How can I shift this? So being able to shift that was like, oh, now I see what y'all talking about. So it's like, and then, and another thing, when you hear people, and the reason why I picked each one of you on here is because I want the ones who don't realize and who don't understand that we've all been there. We all know what's going on. And sometimes people need to shut up and just listen, and not wanting to, instead of, like you mentioned, the thinking that they can do the competitive thing, all that drives me insane. But being able to sit and listen what somebody else is telling you, because sometimes it might take somebody on the outside looking in. Like, how often do you call somebody and say, hey, is this even right? Like, am I okay to feel this way? Is this okay? Like, you need that business support, just like you need a business best friend, just like you need a personal best friend, because they will tell you, or they should be able to tell you exactly what is going on. And like you said, with scrolling on Facebook, like if I'm scrolling on Facebook and I see any of my girls post, any of my clients posting, and y'all ain't made no sale, it's a whole problem for me. That's the problem for me, because the time that you spending on Facebook, you can't post a product, you can't create an ad. Like, come into that email. Like, I mean, somebody got mad at me the other day. It was like Wednesday, because she said you didn't like my post. First of all, when I'm on, how often do y'all see me on my personal page just posting regular personal shit? Not often. I'm either in my group, or I'm this week I'm kind of scary about this whole coronavirus thing, so I was following that. But for the most part, I don't post a whole bunch of personal stuff on there. Like, right now, I'm not where I want to be in my business, so I cannot take the time to be on Facebook going back and forth about stuff that is not going to generate me no income at this point. So definitely get all of that. Anybody else got any feedback?
Can I jump in?
Sure.
Yes.
Follow me. Hi. Okay. So I am living for this conversation. Y'all just make me so happy. But Shauna made such a great point around that business support and that biz bestie situation. And you have to go out and cultivate those relationships. Like, 9 times out of 10, your biz bestie might not be in your immediate circle. Like, I know Shauna is the exception, but they're not the rule. Most of us don't have a 6 and 7 figure business owner in our circle that we can talk to about what's going on and talk to about personals. I know every time I'm going through it, I'm like, Sean, I need you to take me for chicken so that we can talk about what's going on and get it together, because even the most successful of us outwardly, we still deal with personal things, but where we mess up is not addressing it. And it spills over. I did a whole podcast that talked about your personal life is spilling over into your business, and it shows up as limiting beliefs. It shows up as you having lower self-esteem. It shows up as you now cultivating and creating excuses and waiting till next time and missing out on opportunities. And I challenge you to think about, where have limiting beliefs cost you some money? Where has it cost you some opportunities? Where has it cost you where you missed a boat? Where many of you have had ideas that were new and fresh, but you took so long. Everybody doing it.
Guilty.
Right. And so really that's why, I know it's a lot to take in, but that's why we're really harping on take advantage of this time. This is now a chance for you to rise up like a phoenix from the ashes and really, step into your purpose and do what you're supposed to do, whatever that looks like. And the other thing is, it might not look like what you're doing right now. Some of you have other callings on your life. And I'm gonna mind my business, but some of you have other callings on your life, and you're getting this tap on the shoulder, can't really sleep at night because you're ignoring it. And let me be the first to tell you, you can't ignore that voice too much longer, child. The bags under your eyes are gonna show. So
come and be like, wait a minute, didn't I say?
I'll call you later. We'll finish this later. But no, what I wanted to get back to though is, Also, sometimes when it comes to that business support, that growth support, sometimes you got to pay for it. Now, this is not me trying to plug coaching. However, I have a business coach and a business mentor who I've paid for both, who are outside of my business friends, who are doing things that I want to do in the future, who have made the $1 million doing what I do, who have successfully pivoted and done other things. And they're really busy. So I just had to swallow my pride and say, I need to pay for this time. I need to pay for this experience. So sometimes that support that we're looking for will have a price tag, but this is where that mindset piece comes in. When you have a scarcity mindset, you look at it as you're losing out, something's going away, versus when you have a growth mindset is I'm planting a seed. It may actually using this money, investing it, because and I heard this lady Janice, who's a Black millionaire, she said, stop saying you're spending money, start saying you're investing money, because and she said stop saying that you're spending time and start saying that you're investing time, because it changes your outlook and it also changes your behavior. When you're looking at your actions and your resources as things that you're investing, you start to do more fruitful things. So when you think about hiring a coach or paying for the mentorship, paying for the dinner, paying for the lunch, paying for the conference, look at it as an investment that's sowing a seed into your future growth. Now, we all know, basic things about gardening, planting the seed, sowing the seed isn't enough, right? No. You take care of it, you got to harvest it, you got to water it, you have to then show up. So then the next step after you've made that investment is now taking action and actually investing in what it is that you've learned by implementing. And so one thing that I'll never forget, I went to see Master P in New York City. Don't ask me why, I just love Master P. And Master P said when he was an up and coming rapper, when he owned the video store in Louisiana, he said that he called Michael Jackson's lawyer because he wanted to know how to own his stuff. The lawyer was like, sure, I can tell you. My fee is like $25,000 for an hour of my time. Master P went and hustled, sold his tapes out of his car, sold them videos to get that $25,000 to go to LA to meet with Michael Jackson's lawyer. And that is who taught him how to own his own masters, how to start his own label, how to make sure all the rappers he put on actually eat, and how to make sure he didn't miss out. And that's why he turned down that $1 million record deal and ended up making like $25 million off of that first venture, because he paid for that expertise. And so I wanted to share that story because I think that sometimes we miss out on the fact that there is some kind of sacrifice that is going to come, whether it's time, money, whatever else. And so again, that mindset shift just makes these things easier to take in.
Yes.
Amazing. Yes. Anybody else got anything? That was deep. I had to go run and get my charger because my laptop was on 100%. And it was like, all right, y'all. Was y'all?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something. So just thinking about everybody that is genuinely struggling and people who are really, really taking a hit, in thinking outside of the box, it might be helpful to every one of us has a strength. Every one of us.
Yes,
and so if there's something that someone else has that's a strength for you, say for instance, you sit down and whatever you might charge for a consultation fee, maybe you sit down with someone for them to make you a family style meal for your family. Like, just things that they may excel. They may be a cook or chef.
Right.
I'm just thinking of, creative ways that we can really exchange our strengths, because while money is extremely important and, Duquesne Light is not looking for family style meals as payment, that may free us up from buying food or from, you know what I'm saying? Just to look for ways to really exchange strengths with each other, because we know some very smart and enterprising and brilliant people. And I will say this too, just in response to Jackie Hale's comment, is that, and this has been my personal experience, owning a business is not intuitive. Some things come to you like your invention or your creation or whatever. But I love that Mickey said she's made every mistake there is to make. People need to hear that. Because I promise you, when people see people thriving in 6 and 7 figures, they assume they're not smart enough. And they assume that they don't have it together enough. So when Jackie says she didn't know what to do, that's real. And that would have been a time for somebody to say, girl, I didn't know what the hell I was doing either. But I just kept moving, or I connected with Cashira, or I connected with Shauna, and I tried to sit down, or Toya Johnson Rainey, or Sharice Nance, and figure it out. Do not allow people in our circle. We should never allow people in our circles to assume that we've never had a bad time, or that we've never wanted to quit, or that we've never wanted, or that we've never been confused, because that's not fair
at all. And I feel like so many people see us, and that's why when I said that about people look at us and they think that it's easy. Like, I remember meeting somebody who literally worshiped the ground and you walked on, Nick, and I'm not gonna say it because she's on my page. I don't know if she's gonna watch this, but she literally worshiped the ground that you walk on. And I was like, just reach out to her. Like, she's super hella humble. Like, you never know. And I posted today in my boutique group was about like building the right business relationships and why it's so important. I talked about even with the way that with the curated style experience with the girl who did the planner who was down there. She was so dope. And when I say that initially, when I first met with her, she gave me one price for the whole space. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Because initially, again, it was supposed to be all about me. And then she came back and she said she wasn't going to charge me as much. She was like, but I love what you're doing, or whatever. So right the day before they said that it was going to, well, it was that day that they said that it was the national emergency or whatever. Those 2 words would have changed whether or not I was going to be able to reschedule or get my money back. But because of the relationship that me and this woman had built, she said, I need to call you now and tell you that it's canceled because this is what's getting ready to come out. But it had been somebody like, and I don't want to talk about this big, but there's another big place that I had an event at before. They didn't give 2 shits about none of that. But because we built a relationship, she was like, let me let you know that this is what is covered under your insurance. So if this goes into national emergency, you're going to lose all your money. But building those relationships is so, and quality relationships, like, and it might not be somebody that you talk to I don't talk to well, Nikki, I talk to you every day, but I don't talk to everybody every day. But when we do talk and what we need to talk about, like, I noticed, like Cashira said, if she calls me and say, I need to talk, I call her and be like, listen, this client, like, you never know what other insight you can get from that other person. And I feel like there's so many women out there who are scared of that part of business. And that's a vital part of business. Like, I got business friends that are in Atlanta, Houston, like, and they have plugged me. Like, how does your business get there? You got to know somebody. Right? You have to be able to build these quality relationships. And it's not just about, and I believe that everybody should think bigger anyway. But like Cashira said, when it comes to these relationships, I don't want, and granted, I love everybody who's where I'm at. But sometimes you got to talk to people who are where you going, where you want to be, all of that, and be able to, and let them allow you to help you up. And then you just give that back as well. Look like someone who was getting ready to say something. Anybody? Mickey, you got something to say? You've been quiet.
My mic, I think it's my mic that's messed up.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I had my mic muted. But now that I have it unmuted, it's not making a noise. So that's weird.
Okay. Do you have something you want to say something or no?
No, I disagree with all the women. I do believe, like I said, no one has ever been in this situation before, and definitely get around. I call it get it people. You got to get around some get it people. I don't mind taking somebody out to dinner. I don't mind spending that money on. I'm not paying. I'm not asking someone to pick their brain. I will invest, and I think it's so important to invest in yourself. And if that's saying, hey, let me take you to dinner, let me take you to lunch, let me take you to breakfast. I just want to sit and talk to you for a minute. When I went and met with my spiritual mentor, I took her out to breakfast and I said, hey, I want you to mentor me. And, and I'm very intentional when it comes down to building relationships. And one thing I will ask, even when I'm in a room and I meet someone, I'll say, what is their life and what is my purpose in theirs? Like, I'm very intentional about who I meet because I love I love meeting people all the time. Now sometimes my anxiety can get the best of me, and I'll be ready to go, but then I'll just sit down. But that's a whole nother topic. But I think it's important to get around, get it people. Like, you definitely can't be the smartest one in your bunch. You always have to want to learn. And even if you want to, I don't care if you Google something. If you you ask someone something, and I love asking people questions. I love being learning the intimate part of business. I think one of the biggest things that I do in my business, I will listen. If I see somebody I think that has it, or has something that I like, it could be a word that they said, it could be part of their brand, it could be it could be even how they treat their spouse or how they treat their kids. I will ask, like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, and I'll ask, like, how did you come up with that? What motivates you to do that? And I think that's okay. I get women in my inbox all the time. I have no problem with helping people in business. And I'm like, Cashira, it's a service involved, and then there's times where God will say, just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. You don't have to worry about paying, or getting the feedback from them. But I think just being vulnerable sometimes with someone else while you're in your business state and saying, hey, I think that the 3 words that I live by is, I need help, or I don't understand. Can you help me? I think don't be afraid to ask for help. The closed mouth don't get fed.
And again, and knowing what your strengths and your weaknesses are. Like, I know that I don't think we touched on this yet, but what my weakness is emails. So I hired somebody to do emails. Like, whatever. Here's my thing. I made a list of everything that that I don't like to do, and everything I don't like to do, I knew I needed to delegate that. Because that is not going to, and honestly, I don't think I know too many of my friends who enjoy email, because I definitely would have shifted that off to them, but no. So it's like knowing that, like, so like I know I can go. So for instance, like with Nikki, when somebody needs a bio, Nikki is who I go to for bios, but knowing what your strengths and your weakness, knowing and accepting, because you can know it and still not accept it. But if you accept that that's what your weakness is, when somebody else comes, when you see somebody and that is what their strength is, you're more apt to have that conversation. And again, that's that relationship builder. Because I mean, I've met people like what Toya Johnson rating, and she's not on here. I wish she would have been able to do the event, but she doesn't do Sundays, and I respect her for that. But the way she does processes, like, I wish that people had the opportunity to pick her brain, because that is like the way she puts stuff together is amazing. But when it came to social media, she was like, okay, Shauna, how do you do this? How are you doing this? So that was like, those were conversations that we would go and have if we were going to go eat or do whatever. But again, just knowing that you have these, the right set of people, like in your corner, if you had to, a great thing to have. I do want to see if we have any other questions, or if anybody else got another comment before we get out of here. It's almost 5 o'clock. We've been on here for an hour. Anybody?
I just had one last thing to say. And it was sparked by something Mickey said, and it's just about those we've all been saying about building the relationships, but it just reminded me of something that I always tell people when I'm doing training or when I'm doing presentations on career etiquette. And one of the things that I've said is, you really want to create and manage a really good story in a room when you're not there. So conversations about you need to be strong when you're not in that room. And I usually in corporate America, I'm saying, you want somebody in a conference room in a whole nother state or country to say, who would be great on this project? Cashira Moffett would be great on this project. You want people to be doing that in your business as well. I've been blessed to be invited to so many panels and so many presentations, things I didn't chase. And that's not to say I'm special. It just means that I've tried to conduct my personal life and my business life in such a way where people feel comfortable and feel that I know something that they invite me. So think about what people are possibly thinking of you behind the scenes. What do you present to the world? What expertise do you present? What's your Facebook like? Is it negative and crying and whining and what do they want you on their panel? Can they trust that you're going to say something that's not offensive?
Right.
And so
what makes that so huge is that whole personal development is how Curated Style Experience got to where it's at right now. It's because we're meeting all of these women in business who are not ready for that conversation, who are not what they want to present to the world. And what they don't realize is what they present to the world is those are the ones who are going to be your clients. So you have to act a certain way. When I see people say, oh, well, it's my Facebook, I can do what I want to do. But Facebook is the internet. And I mean, and I think I asked that in my group, like, would you buy from somebody if you seen certain things posted? And I think there was only like 1 or 2 people who said, yeah. Everybody else was like, no. So it's like you're missing out on all of this money because you can't control, how you want to act on your social media page. But you're the same one talking about you want some money. Like, and granted, if that's your market, fine. But I know for me, that ain't my market. So I have to literally be, and there's times when I be wanting to say, y'all know my mouth. Each and every one of y'all know how my attitude is. It takes everything sometimes for me to just put my phone to the side or to not comment, because I know that there might be somebody on that post that either wanted to work on me, can click on especially with me having that video up. I've gotten a lot more clicks since I got that video up, so people want to see what I do. I want them, the reason it's up is because I want them to click on it. If I'm saying something crazy and they click on it, they're going to be like, oh, well, how is her business? And, and they'll start side-eyeing, and we do it, and we don't even realize that we're doing it. So it's like that. It's so important to make sure that you match what you put out there. And we don't, Heather said hi. There's just so many people out there that are not doing it. So what I'm going to do, I want to close out, but I do want you guys to let everybody know where they can reach you at. Give some social media information, leave them with a quick tip, whatever. And I'll start with Charlize.
Yes, you can meet me. You can contact me at www.waveoflife.org or www.charlizesmith.com. I just strongly suggest that everyone just stay focused on God. Allow your business to line up with the character of God, and all things will work out. Don't allow your emotions to take over in this time, and get yourself a strong support system when those feelings come up, because we will get through this. God already knew this was going to happen. So there's a reason for us to endure this time so that we can level up. And one thing I just want to add, because I heard someone say something. Please remember that what we did to get to where we are, all we need to do is do that 10 times more to get to the next level. Don't despise the things that you've already put in place. Just continue to duplicate it more, because we're all capable of being millionaires if we just really apply ourselves to the foundation of the things that we've already known, and don't be too mature to get advice from somebody younger than you. Thank you, Cashira, for helping me.
Thank you. All right, we'll go to Cashira.
Okay, so my website is thepowercollective.co, which is .co. I'm also accessible via social media. I'm at Cashira everywhere. I have a Facebook group called The Power Circle, which you are welcome to join. And my last piece of advice is to trust your gut and trust your instincts. I firmly believe a lot of us know where we should be and what we should be working on, but it can be a little scary to take those steps in that direction. But this is one of those, trust the process, feel the fear and do it anyway, and keep the faith on the moment, and recognize that there are a lot of resources available for you, like Google Digital Coaches. We are doing free webinars for the whole month of April. So if you follow me on my personal page, you can see what those are, because I know we talked a lot about resources. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned something that was complimentary and accessible to everyone. We're doing a session this coming Wednesday on time management, energy management, and power mornings. So So that information is on my Facebook page. But blessings to everyone. Please stay safe and please wash your hands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Nikki, go ahead. Nikki.
Nikki or Nikki?
Nikki. Nikki.
Okay.
Oh, you're saying me?
Yeah, I said Kiss Butt Wife.
Yeah.
You can reach me at www.kissbuttwife.com. My ad is kissbuttwife on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And my last piece of advice, leaving out, is this too shall pass. And also remember to stay around, work hard, play hard, and have fun doing it. In this season, what we're at right now, I think, let your creative juices flow and have fun while, hustle and have fun doing it.
Okay. All right. Nick.
Okay, it's my turn. All right. So you can reach me or my products at nickysmagicwand.com. Also speaker stuff, book stuff, presentation type stuff at NicoleNmans.com, and that's N as in Narvaez, so NicoleNmans.com. And if you just want to send me an email, it's Nikki at nickysmagicwand.com. My last bit, because it's just been something personal for me during my entrepreneurial journey, is to give back, and whatever that looks like. If it's a family that is struggling, listen, we all are such a big family, this entrepreneurial family. And we can get together $5 or $10 in a Cash App to change someone's whole life, honestly. Do that, give back. If someone wants to sit down with you, and you usually charge a consultation fee, but it's somebody that is just right there. They just need your energy and your wisdom and your vibe. And maybe it's not a long session. Maybe it's a quick 15-minute call. But I think when we give of ourselves, it's never a bad idea. And so that's just my final word on that.
All right. Thank you, Danielle.
There we go. There was a couple of comments I was going to read, but I can be reached at Danielle Jackson on Facebook and Curvy Diva 412 on Instagram. One of the young ladies here, she said to please post all the comments for each panelist as far as your contact information, your websites, any links into the comment section of our live so that other people can reach out to you, which I think is a great idea. We also had Heather said, yes, please pray and preserve. So I think those are all great comments there. I'm here for all of it. I'm physically, everyone that you guys have spoke about is me. I'm like the test dummy here. I'm checking off every list that I have. So I'll be reaching out to you guys for those things in the future.
All right. Well, thank you. So I want to give you guys thank you so much. I love you guys. Again, the reason why I selected you is because of I knew that you would bring value to not just me, but to your experience as well. I am not going to get all emotional like I normally do, but I know each can bring something to. I mean, we're each one of us are bringing something different to the experience. So if you're interested in being a part of it, the information is still up at curatedstyleexperience.com. The new date that we are pushing for is August 2nd. I hope that we were able to reach some of these entrepreneurs, not just with our personal stories, but also our professional ones. And I hope that we were encouraging. We've all been there. My words would is to not try to skip a step. And to listen and literally, like when somebody's talking, just listen to what they're saying, especially when it comes to us who have been there. It's not easy. And right now, time I will say that I've been doing a lot of praying. I was in a mood. I was in a mood. I was in a serious mood because I didn't understand why people were still walking around, not cleaning, or not washing their hands, and just going about their life. But I had to pray and figure out that was something that I had to deal with, or that God had to work on with me. Nevertheless, I've been blessed enough to be able to offer some of my coaching sessions at a discounted rate, because we are definitely, we have some women who are dealing with some stuff. So my website is my new website, which I didn't get a chance to even reveal, is shaunasolomon.com. And it has a complete makeover, and all of my services are there. And you can also shop my collection as well. Make sure you follow these guys. And if you are on the attendee list, you'll actually get everybody's contact information from there. If you are not, if you are thinking about going to the event, even though it's not until August, we do still have some blessing tickets. So you would want to go to the curatedstyleexperience.com, and when you go to checkout, you would put in blessings with an S. And I want to thank you guys so much. Keep up the good work. You guys are all encouraging and have a different spot in my heart. And that's it. I love you guys. See y'all.
Bye. See y'all. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, Heather said something. Heather, you're so welcome, Heather. Yes, there's a lot of gems. Yes. This is a great panel. Yes. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
It's a pleasure.